So I have a question for everyone. But has anyone else been feeling like weird or like things have been off? And I don't mean like, oh no, like my vibes have like been off because Mercury is in retrograde, like that, like just like weird things. Like, okay, so the other day I had this like notebook and pencil and I was writing something, but I was writing something and I set it down, as you do, you know, like when you're taking a break from something, you're like, okay, I'll just like set it down right here. But when I like turned away and it turned back, it was just gone, like no more, completely vanished. Like Thanos had just come in here and snapped and was like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Because it's like, okay, well maybe I was like messing with it and like zoned out for a bit and just forgot that I put it somewhere. So I like lifted all of the pillows, like, okay, maybe I put it under something. I lifted the blankets and like shook them out, like, okay, maybe the pencil got like wrapped up in it. I even like took my clothes and like shook them out, like, okay, maybe I'm dumb and maybe I put it in my clothes or like my jacket or something for some reason. Why would I do that? I don't know, but strange things have happened, which I'll get into in a second. So, you know, there's that, and of course because the pup saw that I was doing something, she was like, oh, I have to go potty, like I'm gonna explode if I don't go. So of course, like anyone would, I took her potty and I wasn't like really expecting to find anything when I like came back. I was just kind of like, you know what, it's fine, I'll like look for it later. But when we came back, the notebook and pencil were right where I left it. The notebook was closed, just sitting right on the bed with the pencil like neatly on top. So I was like, well, that's weird because I'm the only person here. Another weird thing that's been happening, this is like gonna be like a little list of things, but the second thing I think is that I've had like weird dreams. You know, I'm no stranger to like having a weird dream every now and then, but lately those dreams have been like bordering on like nightmares. Like I don't want to say like, oh, it's a full-on nightmare, because I consider like a nightmare like when you wake up all like, huh, like what's going on, where am I, like what happened, like that type of thing. I don't really have those, but I just in general don't act like that. Lately they've been like getting more and more often, and they've involved like I can't really like remember like vivid details, like, oh yeah, it was like this person and that, like this happened, but I think the vague idea of them were all like friends getting hurt or something, which is not fun. I don't like that. Let's not do that, brain. The last night or the night before, I again can't remember the dream, because dreams you wake up and you think about them and then they're immediately gone. I woke up crying, which has happened to me a couple of times before, and they've all been prior to dreams of friends getting hurt, which is not fun. So I was like, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, why did this happen? Like, who was in the dream? Do I like need to check up on them to make sure that they're okay? Whenever I tried to think about the dream, I would immediately feel like I had to start crying again. So I was like, hey, I'm not the kind of person who feels like crying at like 8 a.m. Actually, I think it was like 6, so that makes it even worse. But I do have like a little like rainbow shaped dream catcher above the bed, as you do. And I've had it for a while, but I haven't like shook it out in a while, because I know that like that's something that you're supposed to do. So I was like, okay, maybe this will help with the dreams not be so weird. I did that last night or the night before, so I don't know if it really worked. So we'll see in the coming days or months or however long, but it seems like when I take everything and I like write it down, like, oh, you know, things have gone missing, I've been hearing things, you know, just like seeing mild things, which I will get into in a second because something really freaked me out a while ago, which I don't think I've really talked about. So it'll be fun to hear like other people's thoughts about it, and what it means. Yeah, it's like when I take all of these things and I like write them down on paper, it's like 3 or 4 things, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I could just be hearing things, like mishearing things, or I could just be like misremembering where I put something, or, you know, it could just be like my eyes playing tricks on me in the dark even though it's broad daylight. So I don't know why I just saw the thing that I saw, but the seeing things is something that I'm gonna like hold on until I get to like the main thing. But you know, there's been like the basic, like, oh, like, you know, like seeing things out of like the corner of your eye, just like seeing like mist and shadows and all that, and hearing things like hearing your name being called from voices of friends that you don't see in person, or just hearing voices in general when you know that you're alone and you don't have anyone with you and you're the only person. But the one weird thing that really has freaked me out, you can't really like see it because this is like shoulder down, but I've kind of got like goosebumps just thinking about it. But a while ago, I was like half asleep, which you're already probably are gonna be like, oh, so it was just like a dream, you know, whatever. But no, because I was fully awake and I stayed up for like the entire day after that. It was like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I don't know, the sun was up, and I think it was like an early day for my mom to go to work, but I was just laying there on the bed, like half asleep, like half in, half out, you know. I'm conscious and I can like hear things like going on, and if something happens and I need to like be awake, I'll be awake, but my eyes are closed because I'm still like trying to go to sleep, like I don't want to deal with this today, not yet, like 5 more minutes type thing. But I like rolled over and I like opened my eyes and I looked up and I saw my mom like walking out, like fully dressed for work. She had like her purse and everything. She was like leaving for work and she was like right behind the door, but like she was leaving and she like had her arm on the door and like looked over at me for a second, like all probably like to make sure that I wasn't like awake or something, and so, you know, she left and closed the door, and so I was like, okay, you know, whatever, fine. But I looked over and I saw that her bedroom lights were still on. Like, so I texted her saying like, you left the bedroom and bathroom lights on? Did you forget something like in the car, or like are you coming back or what? Like, do I have to turn them off? And she texted me like, what do you mean I'm still here? And I had looked out the like window, like the like half like semicircle window to the car to see if she was there, and the car was still there, of course. And so I texted her again saying like, I literally just saw you left, or I literally just like saw you leave, like you opened up the door, you looked right at me, you left, you got in your car, I'm gonna assume to go to work. And she was like, dude, are you stupid? I'm literally right here. And she like walked out of her room, like not like fully dressed for work. And I was like, that's really, because I literally just saw you leave. So that was fun. But like I said earlier, you're probably thinking like, okay, well, all of this is just happening because it's like nearing Halloween and you like scary things, you know, you consume scary media right before bed. So, you know, that's probably like a factor in you hearing all of these things and dreaming these weird things. Which I would probably agree with you if that were true, you know, if that were the case. But the issue is this has been going on for quite a while, but it's gotten more so strong in the last year for some reason, which I don't know what that means. you know, I'm sure that if I like sit down and I like use all of my brain power, I can write everything out like a timeline and like pinpoint exactly when it happens. But if you want to see that, you know, comment and let me know. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified for me using all of my brain power to find out when this extremely weird and uncomfortable experiences have begun and why. But yeah, like what about you guys? Because that was like the whole point of this video, or start of the video. Have you guys been having like anything weird like that happen? Because I want to know that I'm not like the only one. I should mention that I have not asked the mods or told anyone about this happening, but if you want me to ask them and see if they've had any experiences like this, I can, you know, I can do that, only if they're comfortable with me sharing, or if they want to make their own videos, they can make their own videos talking about it, because that would be fun, I think. I don't know. You know, just sharing common, you know, terrifying experiences that really shake you to the core, really brings people together, I guess. But yeah, you know, I have been talking for far too long, as I usually do. So I think I'm going to go before this video turns into something way too long. That's been my recent year so far, you know. I don't know why, but I'm sure together, if we use our minds one step at a time, we can truly find out why, if anyone cares. But yeah, you know, happy Halloween. I hope you've been good. I hope you have a good, nice, fun scare this Halloween. So, you know, who knows when our paths will next cross and we'll meet each other, or something very poetic like that.